But first, tonight's op-ed. Well, he was called this on the campaign trail all the time, but now we're going to find out just how liberal President Barack Obama is. We're going to find out because he's got to put somebody on the Supreme Court. Justice David Souter. He says he wants to retire in June. President Obama is going to make his first Supreme Court pick in the next few weeks. This is the Super Bowl of decisions for any president outside of going to war. And folks, let's just get right up front tonight. I think it's time to say it. This is no time for bipartisanship. We need a liberal on the Supreme Court. The president made a surprise appearance in the briefing room this afternoon and told reporters what he's looking for in a nominee.
I will seek someone who understands that justice isn't about some abstract legal theory or footnote in a casebook. It is also about how our laws affect the daily realities of people's lives, whether they can make a living and care for their families, whether they feel safe in their homes and welcome in their own nation. I view that quality of empathy, of understanding and identifying with people's hopes and struggles as an essential ingredient for arriving at just decisions and outcomes.
Empathy. That, I think, is the key word. Of course, he says he's going to consult with both parties, and that's got some progressives a little nervous, a little worried. Liberals are concerned the president really isn't going far enough on health care reform. Will President Obama put a liberal lion on the Supreme Court? And I mean no shame, no apologies, or will he cave in when the party of no starts crying about a consensus choice? May I remind Americans tonight, we had a consensus back in November. It was called an election. They lost. Elections have consequences. This is our time to shape the future of this country. President Bush put two staunch conservatives, John Roberts and Sam Alito, on the court. And by the way, as a senator, President Obama voted against both of them. He was one of only 22 senators who voted against Roberts for Chief Justice. Now, they join, of course, Thomas and Scalia on the far right. Justice Kennedy rounds out the court's conservative majority. He, of course, is the swing vote. Now, here's the truth of it all. This is a conservative court, and President Obama probably won't shift the balance of power. But remember, Justice Souter was a Bush 41 pick. He sided with liberals a lot of the time on issues. That's exactly why President Obama's pick can make a real impact. The justices talk together, they work together, they argue together, they share ideas, and they trade opinions. You put a brilliant legal mind with a strong liberal convictions in there, and it could dramatically change the dynamic. Someone who will fight for the little guy against big corporations. Someone who will fight for fairness, not just for people in power. Someone who can go toe-to-toe with the conservative Chief Justice. Someone who can change a mind. You know, we need only one to get that 5-4 majority opinion. Now, this administration, we should point out, is well equipped to really pick a smart, qualified nominee. Vice President Joe Biden confirmed 5 of the justices on the court when he chaired the Senate Judiciary Committee. The president is reportedly thinking about appointing a woman or possibly the first Hispanic judge. One thing is for sure, from my opinion, what I think the president has to do is put a liberal on the Supreme Court and set the tone for generations to come.